diverse dances and art forms, and yet it comes together, which truly should be the color of India. I think thanks to you, we saw that on stage today. So thank you so much for it. Um, I am going to start, and I know we've been delayed, but thank you for very patiently waiting. Um, so yeah, good morning once again. Welcome to today's session with our very esteemed panel. We have Sharon Lowen ma'am, who is one of the senior most exponents of Odissi dance form, having learnt it from Padma Vibhushan Guru Kelucharan Mahapatraji. She's also a highly respected exponent of Manipuri, Mayurbhanj and the Saraikela Chow dance form, with over 5 decades of sadhana, really, if I may say so. In the performing arts, ma'am is a performing artist, scholar, author, who has tirelessly given the world a richer understanding of Indian dance traditions. Gopika Varma ma'am, welcome. She's one of the leading Mohiniyattam artists of our times. She was 10 years old when she started learning Mohiniyattam from Girjaji and Chandrika Kurubji. Later she learnt it further from Kalyani Kutiyammaji and her daughter Sri Devi Rajan. She learnt Abhinay from Sri Kalamandalam Krishna Nayarji, and ma'am is a recipient of various national and international awards. Ma'am runs a dance school, where she continues to teach young aspiring Mohiniyattam artists, further propagating this art form. We also have with us Partha. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for that very, very engaging performance in the morning. A proponent of Sattriya dance, a traditional dance form which is steeped in Bhakti Ras. Partha studied acting at National School of Drama, New Delhi. He has been performing this dance with the aim of inculcating knowledge about it amongst people. His inclusion in the panel particularly, I feel, is very interesting, especially to see how contemporary artists and youngsters are not abandoning the traditional dance forms. And thank you so much for being here. Sharon ma'am, I'd like to start by asking you, what motivated you to learn not one, not two, but so many diverse traditional dance forms? It's been inspiring for many of us journalists who have time and again come and interviewed you. And the knowledge that we get from a single source, such as you, who has experienced all these dance forms, what motivated you to do that in the first place?
Thank you. It's an interesting question. And actually, I resisted as much as I could not doing more than one style. I've always had a pejorative attitude to what we call dance collectors. People who don't properly learn something and they just collect items. So I was trained in ballet and modern dance for 17 years. Before I came to India, I had the opportunity to learn Manipuri from the first Bengali who with her sisters performed in Manipur back in the 60s. She was well trained. I came to India to continue Manipuri, again, not to become a Manipuri dancer, which would have been ridiculous and impossible, but because I wanted a cultural entree to being in India. I saw all the other dance styles. I saw Kelu Babu give an amazing Odissi workshop, but I never considered taking it up. Then I saw actors from Richard Schechner's New York University come for 2 weeks to do Chow, and they were so excited with what they had gained. And I thought, actors don't learn movement as quick as dancers, and I am right here, and I have all the training to do it. So even if I do a little, let me do it. So I started Mayurbhanj Chow. At the end of my second year in India, Kelu Babu returned to Triveni Kala Sangam to give an Odissi workshop. and I wanted to take it for academic purposes. Asked my Manipuri guru if it affects my style, I'll stop. Kelu Babu said I learned faster than anyone he'd taught. He taught me immediately 3 choreographies, forced me to make a costume with help from people who knew how to do that, forced me to make the music, and his obviously genius as a teacher, but generosity kept me going. Later I continued, especially because of the Abhinaya and going deeper. People have always said that you have to choose one style because no one will take you seriously. And I said that, so you tell me if you have 3 children, which one do you pick? Because each one has such different dynamics, energy, and you just have to totally change yourself from the amount of space that your soul takes up in a way. You know, in Manipuri, you can't see past your hands because it's a meditation. And that was very hard to look out during Odissi. That was one of the hardest things for me, was to look out and to create, which is kind of funny. So basically I decided it's virtually impossible to master one dance tradition. So it's not more impossible to do more. Long answer, sorry.
Thank you so much for that. Gopika ma'am, I want to bring you into the conversation at this point. According to you, specializing shouldn't have this glitch, otherwise there's a lot of time that getting wasted for everyone.
Absolutely.
So not for a festival of this stature. So yeah, disappointing.
We have told the organizers. I think that's an issue, but anyway.
Yeah. Gopika ma'am, sorry about the interruption and, breaking the flow of it. If you could talk to us about your artistic journey briefly, and also talk to us about how a traditional dance form, Mohiniyattam, in which you specialize, how does that become a marker for a cultural identity for India?
Thank you so much. I started learning Mohiniyattam from the age of 10, even though I was learning Bharatanatyam from very younger than that, maybe from 5 years. And after my sabbatical of 12 years, I was dancing Bharatanatyam till then and learning Mohiniyattam. So, but after the sabbatical, it was difficult for me to decide which style I wanted to continue, because both the styles I had maestros as my guru. Bharatanatyam I had Varur Ramaya Pillai, one of the Padma Bhushan guru, and Mohiniyattam Kalamandalam Kalyani Kuttiya, my teacher, who is the mother of Mohiniyattam. And to decide what style, and it was difficult. And being part of, by then I got married to the family, Travancore royal family, and Mohiniyattam, they are the patrons of Mohiniyattam. So, and I'm coming from Kerala. So many things put together, and so I thought I will start performing Mohiniyattam. And after the sabbatical, before sabbatical, Bharatanatyam dancer, and after the sabbatical, I'm a Mohiniyattam dancer. But for me to start, it was start from the beginning. Everything was from the beginning, because 12 years of sabbatical for an artist is a lot. Many times we don't come back. By then, everything would have changed. Everything, 12 years, a big gap. And things all changed. Even my guru was not there, and I have to find a new guru, so many things. And it started like from day one. Everything I started again, and it was a big challenge for me to create. By then I started performing. Even the dance scenario had changed. So I danced in Cleveland Festival. So there I met a lady. She said, I didn't see your dance yesterday and everybody says that it was, you should have come. So I said, why you didn't come? Oh no, I didn't buy ticket for the show. I said, why? No, Mohiniyattam is not my favorite style, so I didn't buy ticket. And the tickets are quite expensive, so I didn't buy it. So I said, can you come, please sit next to me and give me why you didn't like Mohiniyattam. She said, no, it is not that I don't like Mohiniyattam, but that is not the preferred style. I will not buy ticket and watch Mohiniyattam. So I said, please tell me why. So she said, it's always crying. Because Mohiniyattam had lot of Shrinkara Padams. And Maharaja Swadhitirunal has written so many Vipralamba Shrinkara Padams. And he has written so many Bhakti aspects, so many Bhakti Kirtanams. But all these Shrinkara Padams, Virahod Khandida, or Vipralamba Shrinkaram, all those characters were done. And it was a practice that the Varnam will be of very sad Naika, that is that Shrinkara, Vipralamba Shrinkara. And again the Padam will be again sad Naika who has lost her husband, or Raliveni Indu Chevu, Alarshara Paridabam. So in a program again and again you are doing Shringara, and a high dose of Shringara or a high dose of anything. Amrdam Adhigamayal Visham, like that, you know. Any high dose of anything is little boring or little not acceptable for the audience. So that was one reason she said. Then second reason she said was, it is always white. At those days we only wear white cream costume, but no colors. Only gold and white blouse. And not even color blouse. So she said the costume, to watch costume for a dance program for 1.5 hours is, the costume doesn't add anything to the color to the program. And third is, she said that, you know, it is, even the music is very sad. Musicians are here. Very sad singing. So I put together everything, I wrote it down, and I said, I have to change all these things. So first thing, I started doing research on Maharaja Swadhitirunal's all the kritis. Not only Shrinkara, Bhakti Pradhan items, and he has written bhajans, Hindi bhajans, Aja Ye Shama Mohana Rasa Mandala Kelane, Vishweshwara Darasanakara Chalamanu Tumakashi. All those beautiful Hindi bhajans are there. Jamuna Kinare Pyare Manamohana. So all that kritis he has written. So why not? When I come to different places, why can't I do other kritis? Then I thought, move away from Maharaja Swadhitirunal, add other Vageyakaras from Kulashekara Alvar, Harshavardhana, Jagadguru Ati Shankaracharya. So all those items I started adding to my repertoire. Then I improved my vocabulary in Mohiniyattam by adding many adavus into, adavus are steps into Mohiniyattam. We had only 24 and today I have 128. That is a very huge, because from 24 to 128. And then mudras, I did a research and I have brought out that CD called Hasta, the mudras of Mohiniyattam and their Vinyogas. So much we added to the vocabulary of Mohiniyattam to make it very interesting to the audience. Then coming to the designers are here, fashion designers are here. So I thought in their ankle. We brought color blouses, silk I bought in, color borders, and even when we do characters, we started using color costume, but stay within the Mohiniyattam tradition. So all that added, now that Mohiniyattam has become now very popular, and there is no festival without Mohiniyattam, and all our colleagues, all senior artists, all have started inviting Mohiniyattam as part of their collaborations, and now, yeah, we are doing extremely well.
All
Yes, collaboration. We danced last week on 14th at Habitat. queens of Mahabharata. It had Kathak Shaunaji, Odissi Sharon ji, and Draupadi was me. So Mohiniyattam stand together with other styles.
How incredible to have this entire documentation then in place to do the
Yes.
research, to make sure that Mohiniyattam's, the entire gamut of the
Yes.
art form reaches out to people,
very
including
important.
youngsters.
I should
you
not
know?
be keeping to myself.
Yeah,
And
sure.
every year I do a residency in the palace of Maharaja Swati Tirunal in Trivandrum, and unpublished kritis of Maharaja, I take it out, choreograph it, do the music, because I don't want the next generation to not to dance because they are not access to the music. So I do the music and I teach to the next generation, and it is very well received. 3 days of residency, and about last year we had about 78 artists coming in, and mostly they are masters. They are all teachers, young teachers. So if 78 teachers learn, if they teach 10 people, then this is going to spread everywhere. So I want these unpublished kritis of Maharaja to reach everywhere, which is very important, and I have no right to keep it to myself.
Wow. No, thank you for bringing that in, because it shows us how important this conversation then becomes,
Travancore.
Yes, also.
We are sitting here.
We are sitting here.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
But Swati Tirunal never traveled beyond Travancore.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he wrote Vishweshwara Darsana Karu Chalamanu Tumakashi.
I think this is incredible. I'm definitely going to learn a lot
Yes,
more about
please.
this.
Yes,
Yeah.
you can sing.
Definitely going to research a little more on this. But thank you for sharing that. It's really a gem that you've shared.
Thank
Partha, I want to bring you into the conversation. Everyone, give a big round of applause. We have Partha's had his debut film out. It's called Sundarpur Chaos, and it's about illegal migration to Assam from Bangladesh and what people there go through. Partha has also missed the premiere of his film to be here with us. Thank you, Partha. Taking the thread from what Gopika ma'am is talking about, I don't want it to be just for myself, and I want to leave just so much more as far as the traditional dance form is concerned. I want to ask you, as a youngster, you are specializing in a dance form which frankly not many people know about. It came into the classical dance category in I think 2000, early 2000, yeah. So what made you take up this particular dance form? How is it that you are building a base and giving a glimpse of this dance form, as we saw today, to other people?
Thank you. Before saying anything, I just want to express my gratitude towards the organizer to including me to this discussion. It's really an honor to be part of this discussion and sitting here with this individual who made significant contribution to their forms. I hope I will make some sense. So, but yes, this Sattriya is, it was recognized as a classical dance, 8th classical dance in 2000. And it was not that, it is not that popular like other classical dance from like Bharatnatyam, Odissi and Kathak. In my case, it's not like I choose Sattriya. It's like Sattriya choose me, because I born in a family, it's a traditional family. My dad also practiced, he was in Satra. So he also practiced Sattriya dance. My mom was his disciple. So this is how, when I was young, I didn't learn this dance form without very specific goal. Like I want to do that, I want to be that, I want to be a big dancer or something like that. The only goal is like, okay, there's a birth anniversary of Shrimanta Shankardeva. Locally, they celebrate it. So that is the only goal, that I have to dance there. As a kid, I have been dancing when I was like 4-year-old. I don't remember my first performance. So in that way, I'm really grateful. And when I think back, like a lot of factors of my life have been decided by Kshatriya for this tradition. Like I came to NSD, and it's very. I think if you people know that it's really hard to get a seat in NSD, and I only did traditional performance. I just practiced this bhavna, Onkya bhavna, then Kshatriya dance. I did 2 or 3 other plays, but the entire training I got from this my tradition. So when I realized, when I did my audition there, they were impressed. They were totally impressed. After 1 year, I realized what I did. It's all the skill are coming from my tradition. My whatever I did, my body movement, my body, my voice, whatever. It's all the things are coming from my traditional training. And later, I met my wife also through this tradition. She's also a Kshatriya dancer. So in my case, I think Kshatriya somehow is choose me, and I'm really grateful to this life. And mm, yeah, now Kshatriya, since it's a tender age, I will say, because it got recognition in 2000. I think as a classical dance form, it's a bit insecure also. Like it want to make its own position. It's always judging uh, its own dance form with other dance form. That am I able to stand with other dance form or not? So now I think we're taking a lot of inspiration from other dance form like Bharatanatyam, Kathak, and all. And it's I don't think there's anything wrong in that. We should take inspiration from other dances and all, but it's a living tradition. It's a living tradition. It's a the Kshatriya, the name Kshatriya coming from Khotra. Khotra is a monastery, and all the Bhakot stays in. They all stay in the Khotra. They practice the teaching of Guru, Ek Horon Nam Dharma. One shelter, which says there's one shelter. This Vishnu is the one shelter. So they practice their teaching. So earlier it's practiced only for the ritual, the birth anniversary of Srimanta Shankardeva, birth anniversary of Madhavdeva, Badla Padmavata. This dance form was practiced only because on only particular those dates. So now this dance form is coming from those ritualistic practice to the proscenium stage or modern stage. So there's a lot of question how we will present it, what will be the structure, what will be the costume, and because of that, because of all those questions, we are looking answer from other classical dance form or other forms which are already established. And what happened earlier, lot of people are practicing different dance from Bharatanatyam, Odissi, Mohiniyattam. When Kshatriya got classicalized or recognized, they came back to Kshatriya also. So but thing is that you can see some difference. Their body structure is different. I mean, because of they train in a different way. So now when they perform Kshatriya, you can see bit of Odissi also. It's not very clear. So as a young dancer of my generation, I think we have to be very careful because I think we have a lot of ways to go deeper into it because it's a living tradition. People are still practicing it just only because of it's a part of their religion or ritual. So we have to be careful. What is the philosophy of dance? What is the philosophy of this Kshatriya dance? If we go deeper into it, then with time, with practice, it will evolve. Eventually, it will evolve, and we have to accept it. And but I think as a young practitioners, we have to be very careful about it. We should always try to go deeper into it. That's it. I think that's what I feel. Thank you.
Thank you for that incredible perspective. Thanks a lot. And congratulations once again on your film as well. I think what you're doing, and my bad, I was pronouncing it incorrectly. Kshatriya is the way it has to be pronounced, even if the spelling starts with S. Okay. Sharon ma'am, taking from what Partha has talked about, how can the authorities, people in the government or people with that power help the dance forms? What have you witnessed over the last so many decades of your practice? What is being done and what should be done?
Well, I feel that my brief is to focus on Manipuri, which, like Sattriya, is a living tradition. And Manipuri has a place within the temples, within the rituals. If you have a wedding, if you have any kind of life ceremony, the dancers are fully engaged. The motivation to bring it to the stage, which was essential for the revival of our classical traditions that were banned from being in the temple, means that they live on the stage. Manipuri, of course, was one of the first 4 styles to be recognized because of Rabindranath Tagore bringing gurus to Shantiniketan. What he had his college students learn in order to do college-level dance dramas was wonderful, but it was not the pure Manipuri and the depth of the tradition. So even today, Manipuri is just looked at as a bunch of bobbing dolls. People are looking in the wrong place. That is one thing in terms of education. For instance, in terms of rhythm, there are so many complex, like 164 or something different talams, but they don't wear gungrus to beat out the rhythm with the feet because, number one, saying the bowls, beating the rhythm, number one, it feels insulting to an audience that you're not sophisticated enough to understand it. It will distract from the sattvic bhava of the performance, and also because the accents are not taken only with the feet. They may be taken with a movement of the body, with a syncopated bend, so it's incredibly sophisticated in that way. Also, just like in Western classical traditions and our Chow traditions, Manipuri uses the abhinaya of the entire body. So it does not have an exaggerated emphasis on the face or the hands. So some people feel like, oh, there's no expression. You have to allow yourself to go deeper. So your question about education means that we need to have more understanding, more lecture demonstrations. Even anyone, when we give a performance, you have to connect a few dots so the audience can stay with you. You know, I used to, years ago, for instance, dancers going abroad, they do pure dance. And I would say that's absolutely wrong. Because if you, as only familiar with Indian dance traditions, you look at a ballet, it's the same as a Westerner looking at this. You look at the costume, you look at the jumping, you look at a few kicks, you don't know the difference between a padishan and antrashakat. So after a couple of minutes, it blurs. So when you have abhinaya, and you just give the audience a little bit of a hook, then they can follow it, and they can see in any style, whether it's Manipuri, Odissi, Mohiniyattam. And the audience prefer that because of the depth. Now, a tradition like Manipuri, where King Bhagyachandra envisioned the Raj skirt as the stars in the sky and the clouds, just as you have a king who envisions the Kathakali costume. We have to help audiences go beyond this. And for the older generations who grew up only with Doordarshan, everybody knew the difference between Bihu and Kathakali because that's all you could see. And everybody was familiar. Today, not just this generation, the last 3 generations are embarrassed at their ignorance. It's not their fault. If they're not getting it that way, their parents can't help them. We need to include more in the curriculum to understand this intangible cultural heritage. We also need documentation and archives, which are not the same thing, and that's a vast area which I can't even begin to go into. The Manipuris and maybe the Hattriyas, they don't actually need it. But the rest of India and the outside world needs it. We need it. We need it. So there needs to be more grants for spreading, documentation, sharing, and it's very important that as one moves forward, that you maintain your authenticity, and the issues of the transmission of tradition are validated. Partha and I have talked about this, that Assamese dancers who trained in other traditions then started to do a bit of a mix. Well, and they're guessing with their best aesthetic how to do, but you're seeing things that for us, you're looking at it and you're like, yeah, I recognize that. That looks a little like Kathak. That looks a little bit about Odissi. And then when you see what he's doing, you can see, oh, that looks like what you might see in a Hotra. Now, of course, there should be more tourism, because Manipuri, looking at a Ras on the stage, is zero compared to going to a Maharas. Every traditional home in Manipur has a space for their own Ras Leela. And everybody, if they could afford it, would have their daughter or son, kids, be able to be Radha and Krishna. And then you hire professional others, the gopis and the musicians. While those kids are performing, they are Radha and Krishna. Everybody will prostrate to them. During Bangi Prenga Chobi, which is a ritual pure dance, no one is allowed to leave the venue. And the fact that it's in a circle, what it means to see that, you don't have that in the traditions that really are only seen on the stage, that have already been changed to a proscenium perspective. That's a different thing. It's a solo, now they're groups. But to see within the actual location is to be brought to a level, of what the actual intention is. And I think that now, with all of the group dance, with everybody being faster, with all the bits and pieces, with it always be, what can you show in a couple of minutes that's going to capture eyeballs? The unique thing that Indian dance has is not only these wonderful techniques of movement and rhythm, but the fact that the dancer is an actor, and that it's coming from a spiritual consciousness. And you have the opportunity to make a performance space into a sacred space and give a metaphysical experience to your audience. That's your aim. Entertainment is great, and we want to entertain, but why settle for that? Why settle for that? And we need to make this accessible to young and old. In Delhi, good for audiences, not for artists. There are 15 programs every night, and they're free. Anyone can go. I do not understand why they're not filled with families with their children. I mean, I grew up in Michigan. I saw everything from all over the world growing up, with great difficulty how my mom managed the tickets. My daughter grew up with everything in Delhi, seeing everything. And I just don't know why people don't make the effort to take their children to see these things. It's just like here we have this festival, and we want people to value, respect, and support crafts and textiles and weavers. If you don't do it, it's going to be gone. All right? It's essential. And in the same way, you must support, see, and sponsor and view the traditional performing arts, or it'll be gone. It's simple.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that insight, ma'am. Yeah, it's so important for us to hear these views. Gopika ma'am, taking from what Sharon ma'am just said, in your view, as far as Mohiniyattam is concerned, are the venues there, are the platforms there? What else would you be expecting?
I totally agree with Sharon ji, but from there I'm taking. I'm not going to repeat it. I totally agree with her. And further, I feel if government can do it, it will be great that have more programs for youngsters. Youngsters, but good ones, not small programs, but well organized, good, prestigious programs for upcoming artists. But like for them to dance in this festival is like doing an exam. So to have such programs all over India, every part, if I can go and I went to Assam. Last month I was there for Spikmeke and I did 8 colleges and it was very well received, warm. People are so many questions. Some places we have to say that we have to go. So if you can take to places in different, not in Kerala, but take Mohiniyattam to other places. Manipuri should come to Kerala and all those places. Like take to different part of the state and good programs. That will help lot of youngsters to come to this field more. And they are learning, but where are they going to showcase it? Showcasing is very important with good remuneration, reputed festivals that is very important and only government can do it. And youth festivals are very important. And also senior festival because youth has to see seniors. They have to watch them, which is very important. We all watched seniors and it was very important. So that is again learning. So these are very important. After what she said, this also I add to that, which is very important.
No, absolutely. I mean, as far as classical music is concerned, and that's what our gurus say, that अच्छा गाना गाने के लिए अच्छा सुनना बहुत ज़रूरी है. So अच्छा डांस करने के लिए अच्छा डांस देखना बहुत ज़रूरी है. But Partha, I want to ask you, and I know we are running out of time now. From what Sharon ma'am and Gopika ma'am have shared, Sharon ma'am very correctly says that there are programs which are happening. Gopika ma'am is saying that we need to have, dances all across. Say Kerala state should be welcoming probably dances from another state altogether. In your view, now we are also living in a culture where it is less than 2-minute reel culture and social media culture. But instead of really looking at it negatively, how do you think we can develop tools with what the youngsters today have and propagate and promote the arts?
In this digital age, a lot of things are happening. There's a lot of platforms like be it TikTok, be it Instagram, be it Facebook, and there's a lot of good things about this also, and there's a lot of bad things about this. Actually, this art making process, the whole process is it's about sharing. It's a community experience. You experience a lot of things in this process, but this digital age, it's making it very private experience. It's making it very private. You can make a performance anywhere. You can make a video and you can upload it. So that we have to think, because when all the performing arts, like be it theater, be it dance, it's a sharing experience. It's something happen. It's a connection between the spectator and the performance. It's a live medium. But when we record something and when we upload it, so it becomes something else. And for marketing performance, for making self branding and all, we can use it. But we have to think what audience we are targeting, because what we are learning, can we present it in 1-minute video or 2-minute video? And making viral, it's a different thing. It follows a different structure. You have to engage to your audience for 3 seconds. You don't need to be very skillful, very good dancer. So that's totally a different thing. So we have to, as a youngsters, we have to think, and all this thing. Then I think, yeah, we can utilize. There's a lot of information we can get through these platforms. A lot of exploration we can make. So I think, yeah.
it's a good idea to, and we might disagree also, but it's a good idea to at least have, since youngsters are on their devices, it's a good idea to at least, and I'm sure you also get feedback on, oh, what is this dance form that you're doing? I'm sure you get these queries as well. You know, at least it becomes an entry point for youngsters.
And also you will know that who is there and where, how good they are. All that we can judge, and I come to know that this boy is dancing very well and he has a good future. So when we do a festival, we like to so that's opening to opportunities.
Okay, okay. What are each of your plans, in the near future, as far as your respective dance forms are concerned? And then, of course, we can open up to the audiences for...
Sorry, we won't have time.
We
for the
won't have
opening.
time?
Yeah, so
No?
we'll just let this be the last question.
Sure. So any closing remarks that the three of you have?
My plans are, because I learned with great maestros and I have researched so much that I got access to so many archival literature, very rare literature, yes. Now I want to document everything and give it to the future. What I did, they may not be able to do it. I got it, I have with me. So all that I want to document it and let the future take it and use it. That's what I want to leave it for them. That's a lifetime work.
Sharon ma'am, your closing remarks?
It's all a lifetime. During COVID, I uploaded many archival videos, things that I had taken as back as the 70s with Super 8, then transferred to VHS, or the Beta, then DVD. Anyway, I put a whole lot of archival things, which are greatly appreciated. I have another trunk full of things to upload when I get around to it. And the main thing is to pass on the lineage for the disciples to take it forward. Because first they have to learn exactly what they're taught, and then they have to make it their own and go forward. That takes dedication, hard work. I learned from Guru Kilacharan Mahapatra that he was absolutely generous. He knew that some students, and he made very interesting animated visual jokes of what they would do after they had learned and how they would distort. Those people will rise and sink, but the cream will rise to the crop. So by being generous with the recordings, with the teaching, with the music, with everything, then there will be solid growth from those who are able to really genuinely take it forward. And I love the opportunity to share everything about these dance traditions. I feel a responsibility to all of my gurus that even though I might like to sit around and read a book, but if anybody wants to know anything, I have to share it with them. And we owe it to our gurus and to the art, but it's also very important to support artists who are doing the art. And in my small way, I try to help other artists as much as I can. And doing festivals, seminars, as well as creating performances. The usual.
Oh, that's usual. Partha, what about you, your closing remarks? Especially with what you've learned from your gurus, fairly young. Right now, you're a contemporary artist of a traditional dance form. How do you plan to take that learning and put your signature style into it, and what is your plan ahead?
I think it will evolve with time because how I used to dance, now I don't dance at the same way. But the only thing I want to keep with myself, the teaching, the essence of Sattriya, and I want to do justice how this whole tradition come to me, like crossing 500 years. I want to be respectful to that, and I want to carry forward to it with my own sensibility. That's it.
Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for your incredible, invaluable remarks. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anuradha, for moderating, not just moderating this, but for all of you for being so, Abhilasha, for being so patient when we had the other technical glitches. It's a lot of wisdom that you have shared here. And I request the Alekh team to now hand over the, yes, to hand over the mementos to everybody. इनको दे दीजिए. While some of the discussions about what is the potential of this, Sharon ji said something so beautiful. The difference, when you look at traditional art forms, especially that which emerges from deep indigenous traditions, is it helps you to experience sacredness and touch the metaphysical. I work as a therapist, and currently the mental health pandemic on the planet is the biggest one. This is because we are so disconnected from our own sacred source. Art forms like this, music, they have the ability to help us reconnect. What he said about the community experience, where we don't feel alone and isolated. Private experiences can take you to a point, but it's not natural. So we've got to come back, reconnect, move into the community, and experience the sacredness that all of them have been holding and sharing, and will continue to do so. So let's give them a very big hand and thank them for their dignity, grace, and patience, and for sharing a lifetime of legacy. Thank you once again.